Based Ford Flathead V8.
Heavily modified. It's got a special, really kind of a specially built for racing, 2-speed manual transmission. It's a little bit unique that the entire suspension system is also independent. That was very high tech for 1935. You can see the tremendous modifications that have been done under the hood. Very little of the original stock flathead architecture left.
The original number 23 in the 1935 race. This car was driven by George Behringer. Now, Miller put out about 10 or 11 of these cars. Only a handful of them made the race. This is one that George Behringer took just a tick too slow when they crossed the start-finish line to go down for qualifying. He ended up not making the race, and they had, I'm going to guess, 10 or 15 cars that year that didn't make it. And these cars actually had consistent steering problems throughout their life. And this was back in the day, guys, when at the Indianapolis 500, you rolled the dice and you rolled big. It was monstrous money. A lot of the race car drivers back in the 1930s all the way through the 1960s, their year's livelihood depended on making this race. And so when you rolled the dice, you tried hard, and win, lose, or draw, that was your opportunity to make a living for the year. And Behringer didn't make it in 1935.
Indianapolis racing, just like racing classes literally around the world, not only do you need performance, not only do you need reliability, but you need handling in addition to a great driver. To get all of that combination all put together, it is not an easy thing to do in the upper leagues of top racing, such as Indianapolis. Even back in the 30s, it was a world-class event.
As late as the 1970s, I was talking with, you guys remember Gary Bettenhausen, and one of the lesser-known drivers from the 1970s, a guy named Phil Kruger, and both of them said, you know, we come here to make a living. I mean, you can finish dead last in the 1970s and 80s there and come out pretty good if you were an owner driver or driving for a small team. You could make your year's living in a day.
Yeah. Look at some of the engineering tweaks around this car, guys. When you look at the shrouded suspension, I was looking at that to the front, to the rear, to control the airflow around the car, but also the brake lines themselves fed inside those fairings to keep them out of the airflow. They were on it.
Yep. The bid goes on here for this 1935 Miller, $450,000.
The winner of the 1935 Indianapolis 500.
Hold on, stand by. Beware, Steve. Yes?
Clark Gable.
Clark Gable.
My name is Gerald